Good day and welcome to day 34. I hope you guys all had a great holiday. This album that I'm talking about today is in the soundtrack category, and it's one that I always like to watch in the wintertime because, especially living in the desert for so long as I did, there's these scenes of walking in the snow and just that old European holiday atmosphere in there. So it's one, and it's just a great movie to watch at any time, especially if you've seen the extended edition. Such a cool thing. There's a whole scene that explains what his wife's hatred for Salieri is beyond just what we see in the original movie. Really great. Anyway, we're talking about, of course, the 1984 release of Amadeus. This is the soundtrack to the film Amadeus, and the funny thing about this is, and unless there's one of his laughs in here, and I can't recall if there is, Tom Hulce, who plays Mozart, does not appear on the soundtrack because he was not a performer. So, they have the orchestra that records this, the pianist that was, on the soundtrack, and Tom Hulce, while he might have done a brilliant job as Mozart, and I think he did not record with the soundtrack. That's really kind of funny to me. Anyway, this is absolutely beautiful. It's a double album, of course, because just the sheer amount of music. And this is an original 1984 release on Fantasy Records. Very beautifully done sticker. And I did not get this sealed, but it is as near to mint as you can get it. And it has a wonderful gatefold. Of course, the poster for the album. Then on the back, we've got some screenshots along with the credits. And of course, F. Murray Abraham. You cannot go wrong putting that man in your movie. He did such an amazing job as Antonio Salieri. On the inside, we've got some more pictures and then some information here on the soundtrack and the film. Just so beautifully done. The vinyl is high quality. I think there was, the sleeves were generic. But yeah, absolutely fantastic, beautiful soundtrack. And even with the double album, they could not contain all the music because there was so much music in the background, all the transition scenes, everything, plus all the scenes of the performances where he was directing and conducting, I should say. I'm a classical musician, I should know that. But anyway, very, very well done movie. And it was an Academy of St. Martin in the Fields. I have to look and see what that means because I have absolutely no idea. But I highly recommend. Now, I think this is the first double album that I've done. So with a double album, the way that I store them is I have, the jacket inside, and then and this kind of sucks for just like going through and looking at your albums, but I want them outside of the jacket. So I put one in front and one behind so that when it's on the shelf, it sits like this. It would be nice to just like be able to flip through and see all the album covers, but really I don't want any wear on the jacket itself. I don't want the album inside it, causing any kind of ring or anything like that. I want to keep the jacket as pristine as possible. So that's the way I stored them, and it seems to be working fairly well. The only bummer is like when you're flipping through your albums, like, okay, what's that one? Okay, now you got to pull it out and figure out which one it is, because we've got a lot of soundtracks and some double albums. So apart from that, though, no, seriously, great movie. Great soundtrack. I was not a huge fan of Mozart when I first saw Amadeus, but I grew to be through that movie because I think he wrote some absolutely beautiful music. I was more into Beethoven. His music just really connects with me. But as I started to listen to more of Mozart's music, I really started to enjoy and appreciate his contribution to the world of music. So that is our album for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another one. Cheers.